Namaste. I'm Dr. Aziz from Department of Food and Biotechnology, Faculty of Agriculture and Faculty of Education and Methodology, Department of Food and Biotechnology. Today, I'm going to discuss about the topic microorganism of extreme environment. In this chain, I'm going to discuss about the acidophiles. Okay, what are acidophiles? So, in the previous lecture, we discussed about the various extreme environments. So acidophiles means the microorganism which live in the extreme conditions. Okay, what are the extreme conditions? The conditions in which the pH is very low. Okay, here we can say that the pH is below 5. The microorganisms which live below 5 pH or below 4 pH are known as the acidophiles. What is the meaning of acidophile mean word? Acid means acid and phile means love. The organism which love to grow in the acidic conditions are known as the acidophiles. Okay, so these organisms can be found in different branches of the tree of life, like they can be found in archaea, in bacteria, and in eukaryotes. So acidophiles are the organisms which are found in various groups of microorganisms. The first group is the archaea. Archaea means they are sulfolobes. They are an order of Phenotia branch of Archaea. So they are organisms which live in the acidic environment. Next is the thermoplasmals. They are the organisms which are part of the order Eukaryote, which are branch of the Archaea. Okay, so the first organism which is mostly found in the acidic environment are known as the archaea. We know that what are archaea? Archaea are the ancient organism of the earth. We can, if any question is asked, and we have some options. What is the question? Which of the following are the ancient organism on the earth? The options are given as bacteria, fungi, archaea, and protozoa. So, what is the answer? The answer is archaea. So, archaea is the ancient bacteria on this earth, and the acidinus, Brennerii, acidinus infernus are facultative anaerobic, means they live in the anaerobic conditions, and they are thermoacidophilic archaebacteria. The next example is the Haloarchaeum acidophyllum, acidophilic member of Halobacteriaceae. And next is the Metallosphaeria sedula and thermoacidophilic. So these are the examples of archaebacteria which are acidophilic in nature. Next is the bacteria. Next group which are acidophilic in nature are bacteria. We know that bacteria is the one of the most diversified organism on the earth. They are autotrophic as well. Okay? So diversity of archaea is not so much good. The organism which has the maximum number of diversity is bacteria. If any question is asked to any kind of syllabus, then the question mentions that which of the following organism has the maximum diversity, and the options are archaea, bacteria, fungi, and protozoa. So what does we say? The answer should be bacteria. It has the maximum diversity in terms of environmental conditions. Maximum diversity. Okay, so bacteria are also acidophilic in nature. The examples include the acidobacterium, which is the phylum of the bacteria, Acidithiobacillus. It is an order of proteobacteria. Okay, example is Acidithiobacillus, Perodoxidans, and Thiooxidans. Next is the Thiobacillus prosperus, Thiobacillus acidophilus, Thiobacillus organovorus, and Thiobacillus cuprinus. So these are also the examples of acidophilic bacteria. Next example is the Acetobacter aceti. It is a bacteria which produce acidic acid. If somebody asks you or give any example of a microorganism which produce acetic acid, so we can answer that Acetobacter aceti can produce acetic acid from the oxidation of ethanol. Okay. Next example is the Alicyclobacillus. Okay. Alicyclobacillus is a genus of bacteria that can contaminate food juices. It is not a good bacteria. It is pathogenic in nature. It is not good bacteria for our food. Okay. And next are the eukaryotic. Eukaryotic are also acidophilic in nature, and the examples include the mucor racemosus, neurotricha, Daniela, acidophyla, uh, Philodendron, rosella. Okay, so acidophiles thrive in the habitat below pH 5, which is mentioned. I have mentioned the first, and they are highly acidic environment conditions, and they cannot survive. They cannot survive pH above 7, and they are restricted to this acidic environment. And some other group of microorganisms which are mesophilic in nature, they are neutrophilic in nature. They cannot survive in the acidic environment. So this is a restricted. This environment is restricted to the acidophiles only. Okay, acidic environment is restricted to the acidophiles only. Okay, no other microorganism can survive this environmental conditions. They are highly acidic environmental, and they result naturally from the geochemical activities. Acidophiles are highly found in the debris left over the coal mining. Okay, we can also find the acidophiles from the coal mining. Okay, uh, acid living extremophiles cannot tolerate great acidity inside their cells. That is also a major question. Okay, they are acidophilic, but they cannot survive acidic environment in their cell. Okay, why? Because the acidic conditions can destroy the DNA molecules. Okay, they can destroy DNA molecules. Okay, so how they survive? They can survive by keeping the acid out. Okay, they can live in the acidic environment, but their cellular conditions are not acidic in nature. Okay, so the defensive molecule that provide this protection from uh, making their acidic environment outside the cell. So the they must be able to operate in extreme acidity or extremozymes that are able to work at a low pH that one molecule are acidic, and even vinegar or stomach fluids are there. They can survive in these conditions as well. So what is the mechanism of adaptation to the acidic environment? Okay. What are the conditions by which acidic environment can survive? Most acidophilic bacteria have evolved extreme efficient mechanisms. Okay, so they have a mechanism to pump protons out of the intracellular space. We know that for pH. Okay, so they transfer the proton molecules out of their intracellular space to make the cytoplasm at a neutral pH. Okay, if some protons are there, they transfer these protons out of their cell by the process of by the mechanism of proton pumping. Okay, and intracellular proteins do not need to develop, and the acidic stability so evolution. And the acidophiles such as Acidobacter aceti have an acidified cytoplasm, which force nearly all proteins in the genome to well acid stability. So their genome can survive in the acidic environment because they have some specific proteins. They have some specific proteins in the genome to evolve acid stability. Okay, they have some specific type of proteins by which they can survive acidic environment. Uh, Acetobacter aceti has become a valuable resource for the understanding the mechanism by which proteins can attain acid stability. So by this example, we can say that protein can survive low, low pH as well, acidic pH as well. So this study also have revealed that low pH have revealed a fusion general mechanism by which proteins can achieve acid stability. And in most acid stable proteins such as pepsin and sorts of proteins from sulfur-lobus, acidobacterus, there is an overabundance of acidic residue which minimize low pH destabilization induced by the building of positive charges. So they can make a positive charge by which uh, there is a stability in the protein structure by which these microorganisms can survive in the acidic environment. So here are some examples of acidic bacteria, uh, archibacteria, sulfolabs, is an order of Crinoarchaea and Archaea, thermoplasmalids, which is an order of Eukaryota, and Arman Acidianus brenneri, and Helicum acidophyllum, which is a acidic member of Halobacteriaceae, and Metallosphaera sedula, which is a thermoacidophilic in nature. Next example of the bacteria, acidobacteria, acidothiobacillus, thiobacillus, acetobacter, and alicyclobacillus. So these all are the examples of the acidic bacteria which belong to various types of phylum, okay, various types of groups, okay. So Thiobacillus prospectus, Thiobacillus acidophilus, Thiobacillus organovorus, Thiobacillus cuprinus. So these are also some examples of the bacteria in eukaryotic mucorrhizosis, uh, Eutrotricha, Adrenalica. So these are also some examples. Now we discuss about the what is the biotechnological applications of the acidophiles. Acidophiles have two groups, sulfolobus and acidianus. So these are the two groups of thermophilic acidophilic archibacteria, and they grow at a very high temperature, that is 90 degrees centigrade, at a pH value of 1 to 5. Okay, so what is the importance of these bacteria? These sulfolobus bacteria occur in sulfur-rich acidic hot springs, and acidianus survive in the acidic sulfatic springs. Means they sulfolobus are found in the sulfur-rich acidic, and acidianuses are sulfatic springs. So, so sulfolobus is aerobic in nature, and acidianus is facultative anaerobic, means it can survive in the oxygen conditions as well as it can survive in anaerobic conditions. So these two archibacteria have some potential applications. Okay, what is the application? They are used in the recovery of metals from the ore or through the process of the microbial leaching. So if we want to isolate some specific types of metals, we can use these microorganisms. We can use these sulfolobus and acidianus microorganisms. So microbes really adapted to these conditions of low pH. They have already adapted to these conditions. So if we want to isolate some metals, so we can use these microorganisms because they can survive in the low pH conditions. Okay? These archaebacteria can survive at high temperature as well. So we can also isolate some metals from these bacteria as well. Okay, so these are the biotechnological approaches by which we can use these microorganisms for the bioleaching process. Bioleaching means to isolate, to separate some particular type of metals from a mixture. Okay, so this is the biotechnological approaches for the acidophilic bacteria. So this is all about the acidophiles. My lecture is over here. In the next lecture, I will discuss some another type of topic. Thank you very much.